Oh, thank you, Sanjay. There are the teams. Chris Cairns out. Chris Nevin will open the batting, so an all-rounder out for an opening batsman. And the Australians not making any changes. Meninda Singh with me, no changes to the Aussie side. They probably need a bit of practice on the subcontinental wickets.
I think the Australians believe in carrying on with the team, whether they've won the game or not. They like to give chance to their youngsters whenever they've given a chance.
Chris Nevin yet to make a century in one-day international cricket. Perhaps today will be his day, opening up with the skipper, Steve Fleming, who at 204 games, quite an experienced cricketer, a very good cricketer, 34 half centuries in one-day international cricket. And that's a good record. Nathan Brackett is the man who'll get the new ball, as he did in Gwalior the other evening. Steve Fleming, when he won the toss, and he said to Sanjay that interesting pitch, I think was the comment. He wasn't exactly sure what would happen. And that is very close. That is out. LBW Brackett once again strikes in the very first over, swinging it back. Nevin back and across, and that looked to be palpably LBW.
Well, when Stephen Fleming decided to bat first, it was kind of a shock to me because he was talking to me in the morning, Henry, and he was almost certain that he was going to field first. This is why, because the ball is going to swing early in the morning. Nevin gone for a duck, none for one, New Zealand.
Lou Vincent batting at number 3 for the Black Caps after the demise, the very early demise of Chris Nevin, LBW to Nathan Bracken. Lou Vincent, best fieldsman in the New Zealand side, 58 matches. He's got over 1,000 runs. He'd like the average to be a little higher.
Now what Bracken is trying to do here is pitch the ball up. That was a beauty of a delivery, coming from just middle and off, going to middle and leg. Lovely stuff. There's an improvement there. He got a wicket off the third ball in the first match. This time got a wicket off the second.
Brad Williams, the Western Warrior, the former Victorian bushranger, gets the new ball just as he did in Gwalior. This might be 4-leg buys. Oh wait, the umpire. It is, and that one swung too far.
Yeah, it's poor stuff from Brad Williams. Now the skipper has got 3 slips for him to bowl outside the off stump. What does he do? Bowl at the pads of the Kiwi captain. 4 runs for New Zealand. Whichever way they come, they're going to be important.
And that is a great delivery. Big appeal for catch. Bracken thinks it's off the pad. He hasn't appealed. All those behind the wicket thought it was out. And now David Shepherd joins umpire Becker. Ricky Ponting said he's caught it. Well, that's one issue. The other was whether Fleming actually hit it. Obviously, well, they've had a very brief chat and said not out.
I thought he hit the pads and then went to the slips. But what a beauty of a delivery that was. Opened up Stephen Fleming, the Kiwi captain, completely. Hit the thigh and went to the slips. Ricky Ponting got it all right, but it was off the thigh. What a delivery, though.
I don't think David Shepherd was in any doubt that he missed it. Out. Out this time. No pad in that. Another piece of delightful bowling from Nathan Bracken. The Kiwi captain departs.
That's a beauty of a delivery, and you were talking about Bruce Reid helping Bracken out. So, very lucky man, Bracken, I would say. Jeff Lawson and Bruce Reid helping him out with his bowling. That's a beautiful delivery. The seam right up there. Lovely catch from Adam Gilchrist. Happy man. Second wicket for Bracken. Stephen Fleming gone for 2, 11 for 2, New Zealand.
Scott Styris comes to the crease, 66 matches, so another of the Black Caps with some good experience at this level. 350s and 1 century, but has not spent each of those 66 games up the order. So 3 men on the leg side, fine leg, and that close catcher on the leg side, and a mid-on. And that one right underneath the bat. Oh, Scott Styris, 11 for 2. And Williams to Lou Vincent. This is straight up in the air. This could be a catch. Side hog. Bickle is the man mid off. And well, Lou Vincent on 0. That is a reckless, ill-disciplined stroke. Brad Williams is happy. I don't think Stephen Fleming will be.
What was that? Absolutely in no position to play that stroke. Trying to pull it from outside the off stump. The ball came on quicker onto him. This is a lovely surface. It's nice and hard and the ball is really travelling. Third wicket for the Australians. Lou Vincent gone for a duck, 11 for 3, New Zealand.
Big job now for Craig McMillan. Poor stroke, it has to be said. It doesn't look any better side on.
One wonders whether Stephen Fleming has just blundered here in this very important game. Bit of swing for him, but Scott Cyrus equal to the task. Huge roar from the crowd. The first boundary.
And has brought a bit of a smile to my dial because look at it, effortless, simple front foot push down the ground, and as easy as you like, come forward.
Gone. Another wicket has fallen. Regulation catch in the slips. Scott Cyrus on this occasion pushing at the delivery, and had he run the third run, things would have been different. I thought there was an opportunity to pick up the third run on the last ball, but there you are. Scott Cyrus walking back.
Again, it is the radar that is right. He's got his lines right, his lengths right, and that's a lovely piece of bowling from Williams, and good catching from the Australian skipper. Ponting doesn't drop those, and Cyrus has to go, and New Zealand in disarray, absolute disarray. He's gone for 7. New Zealand now 20 for 4.
Didn't move. I think that ball didn't seem as one would expect, just went on straight. You can see here, very good look at how the ball hasn't done much. Scott started just going to the line. Perhaps the batsman also had decided that there's no point in just hanging around. The ball is there in your half, try and push at it. You can see there all batsmen dismissed in the single digits, couple of them. Ducks, Lou Vincent and Chris Nevin. Nathan Bracken continues. Become a regulation. Ball beating the bat. Gone. Another batsman gone. Edged and taken low by the wicketkeeper. No chance at all for the New Zealand batsman. They're struggling against an excellent line. Some seem to go with it. Nathan Bracken has been most impressive.
He sure has. There is that beautiful release, but notice the way Oram, with that big wide stance of his, is cast, and then he just is on the walk. Saw some of that number bad where he played and missed a lot. He's gone for a duck. New Zealand now 21 for 5.
Well, the number 7 batsman has walked in just about 15 minutes after the game has started. That doesn't quite happen with Chris Harris, but there he is. John Buchanan must be very pleased.
Just look at that seam position. He's on the walk, so no platform, no solid base to hit from Big Jacob Oram. So he's just on the walk, and that's all you can do. Well, hopefully you play and miss it, but not so today.
And another one, is it? There's a big appeal from behind the stumps. Venkatragwan. Well, I just wonder whether he's made a decision. Took his time, it seems, Venkatragwan. The Australians were waiting for a decision to come from the umpire. And maybe the time just allowed him to either say yes or no. He went for the no.
Well, just watching it live, I thought he nodded. Listen to this. Big chunk of this, and I was looking at the face of Craig McMillan, and he definitely looked rather guilty. He's got a couple of wide deliveries, and then you get a peach like this. It's absolute beauty. He's saying not out. No, he didn't think he hit it.
That's a good shot. That should get 4.
Marginally short, and the angle was there for Chris Harris. But the last time these two teams played was 7 years back in India. And this is the man who got 130, Chris Harris. And that's a great shot. Really testing conditions for the batsman. The ball not coming on and seaming around a bit. That's nicely played. Has he got enough bat on it? Yes, he has. So Macmillan will hold the key for this. The attacking batsman, he needs a few more boundaries.
That's his natural instinct, to attack the bowlers. A bit of an opportunity over pitched to try and search for that movement by Bracken. Beautifully played. Very well struck. That should give him a lot of confidence.
Gone over the top. It's in the air. But clears mid-off by a long way. Good running between the wickets.
So now it's clear that Macmillan wants to take the attack to the Aussies. In the air, it wasn't quite there for this particular shot, but he brought it off. Just wanted to clear that mid-off fielder, managed it. Didn't quite get hold of it. Edged and dropped. Did it carry?
I think it did. Matthew Hayden was the man. Once again, a poor shot from Macmillan. He was opening the face of the bat. Normally a very good catcher, Matthew Hayden. Good seam position from Bickhill. Just a hint of movement away. Well, dear, oh dear, that was touch and go. He had to dive forward. Always difficult for a tall man, but was catchable by international standards.
Take a look. His fingers are pointing down. There's no chance of taking that. You've got to be a lot lower than that if you want to hold these catches, which is what happens in India.
Well, he poked at that, Macmillan, but not hard enough for the ball to carry.
Take a look at the fingers that we're talking about. Just in no position to take that catch at all.
Like you do on the nets. Just like that. Right out of the screws. Ends the over. 20 overs gone. 56 for 5. Well, Henry, you're saying this could be another little gem of an innings from Chris Harris. From a New Zealand perspective, you'd hope so. But I think also from the crowd. With, well, not quite a full house. Oh, that's nice again. There's it's the wide slip-in, but it's going to beat everyone. Hayden's moved a long way to his right, and it's beaten Harvey. No chance at third man.
The decisions captains make. They move the first slip to second slip. It played well, Millen played it down, got over the top, but it was never a chance. Beautifully picked the gap. In Harvey, Chris Harris. That's close again this time. No, I thought David Shepherd pulled the finger out of the pocket. This will be leg by, so I thought he took the left hand out to give him. I thought, oh, pitched around leg stump again, but Shep teased us all.
A little excited, Henry. So I see that just pitches out again. Is it on the line? Well, I've seen those given. Another shout.
And this time he's given it that one. Pitched middle, straightened up. Chris Harris was a long way forward. That was the big factor Dave Shepherd had to take into account. I like the line, but long way forward. Chris Harris unhappy. The Gloucester men, well, they finally do strike.
They have got together. Look at this. It pitches right on middle, straightens. I think it's a good decision. Yes, he's got a long way forward, but look, it's hit him below the knee. It's got a long way to go, but it's still, I feel that's a good decision. He's gone for 14. New Zealand now 73 for 6.
Brendan McCullum, the new man in, the wicketkeeper for the Black Caps.
Thank you very much, Jeff. This was well, straight and no doubt in the umpire's mind. You've got to give Ian Harvey the credit. The earlier one was close, and this one was simple, plumb like before. He's driven that, he's found the gap as well. That's for, it's at the halfway stage, 78 for 6.
Yeah, he's got a lot of promise. Whenever you talk to any Kiwi, they speak very highly of him. They think of him as the future wicketkeeper batsman for New Zealand.
One has to just wait and see whether the sun will dry this pitch out. Oh, that's given. Macmillan not quite happy, looking back at the umpire. But that one really looked straight to me, but one has to see whether it was just sliding down leg side. But Venkatraghwan on this occasion raising the finger. So second time not lucky, Macmillan.
Well, that was a bad shot from Macmillan. Playing it across, and if he's not played it, he is right there. It was missing off, it was missing leg, but it was hitting the center. So that's the end of Macmillan, 24, 77 for 7 New Zealand.
Macmillan, been there for a long time.
No chance there. I don't know what he was objecting to really. He was right in front there. No doubt in the umpire's mind. Perfect decision there. Very happy, Andy Bickle. Australia right on top. It's amazing to see that it's houseful here in Faridabad, even though India is not playing. It goes to show how much the people in this country love cricket.
He's gone for the pull shot, and has he taken a catch here? Well, there are a few fielders out there surprised, but the fact of the matter is another Kiwi batsman has been dismissed. Damien Martin taking a good catch at square leg. And another batsman heading towards the pavilion.
I just can't believe my eyes, Sanjay. That was hit like a bullet. What a great catch, Damien Martin. It was dipping on him. Just sucked it. Brendan McCullum gone for 5, 80 for 8, New Zealand.
Impressive strike rate for Paul Hitchcock, but he'll have to show some defense here. And real time, it's just unbelievable. And that's why there were quite a few players on the field stunned. The bowler, for one, didn't realize that he had just picked up a wicket. And now that's bad first, and it's given. That's a very good decision. There was a bit of bat on it, in fact plenty of bat, but that was after the ball hit the pads. So again, Ian Harvey on the mark, and a familiar side by now. Another Kiwi batsman walking back dejected.
What a delivery that is. It's pitching it at the right spot, middle and off. No way, no chance for Vettori there. Vettori gone for a duck, 80 for 9, New Zealand.
This is a typical outswinger shaping into the left hand, a plumb in front. And after the ball hit the pad, it went on to hit the bat. And David Shepherd doing a good job.
It doesn't happen too often in one-day internationals that the captain doesn't need to use the fifth bowler. Now that's bad cricket. But they don't pay any penalties for that.
So Hitchcock off the mark as well. Almost got a second run. Nathan Bracken attempting a direct hit.
He must be regretting his decision now.
I think it's a reaction from what happened in the last match at Gwalior.
Matthew Hayden, his birthday today, world record holder in Test match cricket. Nice individual scores. A nice stroke from Hitchcock. And he's not the worst. This will go all the way to the rope for 4. Lovely timing.
Just the 7th boundary in this innings for New Zealand. And a very convincing one from Hitchcock. Brad Williams slightly on the fuller side. Good extension of the defense. The timing was what he's looking at. The sweetest spot in the bat. The sides are not very big here. And Brad Hogg's chase in vain.
And gone, that's it. It's all over. New Zealand are not going to make that 100. And Hitchcock is the man to go. And a smart catch. Williams ends with 4 wickets. And Matthew Hayden, they look just so easy, the Australians.
Very disappointing performance from the Black Caps. The Australians are full of joy. Seam up marginally short in length, too close to the body to cut. And Matthew Hayden, the second time that he's got a catch, he's taken it. And taken it very well to his left. Hitchcock, the man to go. He's gone for 10. And New Zealand was all out for 97.
Big disappointment. But, look at those very small scores. 0-2, 0-7. 3 players getting the double figures. 24, 14 and 10. And then you just have a look at extras. is top score in a one-day international.
Not very good batting, but great bowling by the Australians. Well, Nathan Bracken got them off to a brilliant start, and good support by Brad Williams being the most successful. And then a wicket for Andy Bickle and Ian Harvey, economical and very effective. No bowling for Brad Hogg, not required today. So 98 to win for the Australians of 50 overs at 1.96.
He is not a happy man, Stephen Fleming.
But these two are dynamic batsmen out in the middle. And Gilchrist, well, any bowler wouldn't like bowling to him. 5,500 runs in one-day internationals at a strike rate of 91.9.
This fellow has been having an electric time of it in the longer version of the game, coming off 380 at Perth and 100 in Sydney versus Zimbabwe. Birthday boy, strike rate there of pretty much 77, so he goes along at a fair clip as well. Daryl Tuffy, can he get a wicket in his first over? He's bowling to Adam Gilchrist. Straight away goes for it, and it's over the top for 4.
Well, everything going in that area. When the New Zealanders batted, it went to the hands of the slips. But Adam Gilchrist going for it and going very, very hard. In fact, sliced it at the last moment to get the elevation. Bit of width provided, going down on his knees and slicing it very hard. Fine of third man to pick up boundary.
If you're going to flash, flash hard. Feet don't go. They don't need to with this man on strike. And he knows that anything that is slightly up, it's going to get the treatment. Just off the pads here, one would think. He's keen on too, Gilchrist. He wants the strike. I'll be looking for getting this target quickly. Oh, straight into this as well. Don't bother running. Hayden doesn't.
No seam movement for Daryl Tuffy, and had a touch of arrogance about this shot from Adam Gilchrist. Well, this is the demolition man in full flow. Nowhere near the ball, the feet, but hand-eye coordination extremely good. Watching it right into the bat, and it's so many men in the catching area. Once you get the gats, it's going to be a boundary.
He's batting outside the crease, Adam Gilchrist. And again, just launches at this. That is outstanding. 14 without loss after 1.
Adam Gilchrist taking no prisoners. Final, but fairly objective. Oh, that's 4. Pick the bones out of that. The only disappointment of the day for the crowd will be it will be a short day for them.
Oh, what a shot that is. He's gone with the angle. And I think he's just gone over the rope. David Shepherd has just helped Venkatragun make that decision. And it's something that I'm sure must have been going on in his mind. Adam Gilchrist, bowler coming round the wicket, said to himself, anything on middle stump, and I'm going to go over the top or mid-wicket.
Just fetches it off the stumps. That was probably hitting middle about halfway up. Deposits it over near the sponsor's sign. Very hard man to bowl to.
Jacob Oram comes round the wicket. Matthew Hayden has hit that sweetly. It's just a push, but it's come from the middle of the bat, and there's that bulk or the hulk of Matthew Hayden behind the bat, getting 4.
Well, that's another 4, I think. Looked like the inner half of the bat, but it still races away for 4. Gee.
Well, you'll watch in the action replay. It's a mistimed shot. A mistimed 4. And that's in front of the pitch. That doesn't happen often. You can see there the bat just turning in his hand. He's looking to play much straighter. This will give you a very good idea. It's not timed again, but still, this is going to be another boundary of a mistimed shot. There you are.
Frustrating time for a bowler and a captain. It's just so helpless. What can you do? Two quality players, world-class players. You've only got 97 on the board. Your bowlers are trying to bowl at good length. And these two players who can belt any sort of attack, the best attacks in the world they can belt.
He's gone up in the air. Not from the middle of the bat, so a couple of runs to Matthew Hayden. Score moves on to 47 for no wicket. He's taken it. Big hands of Jacob Oram. Just one left hand was enough.
Well, some consolation for the big man. This is a super catch. I think Gilchrist gets all of it, but plenty. I think it's surprised Big Jake gets stuck in there. Well done. The Kiwis has something to take home. 47 for 1.
Rated on many cricket ratings in one-day cricket as the #1 batsman today. Jacob Oram is keeping it short of length and hitting on the up. And yes, it was a good left hand coming in the direction of the ball. Can't quite say that it caught it. You've got to get that hand close to the ball for such things to happen.
Well, he bats left-handed, so that was probably a plus for him. Still very good snare. That's close. Very close.
Well, you can see David Shepherd had the explanation immediately. Hit outside. Darryl Tuffy to Matthew Hayden. That's sweetly timed. Perhaps his best shot of the innings. And brings up the 50 for Australia. Another 47 needed to win with 5 minutes to go for lunch.
I think we'll be here after lunch. Nothing complicated about the Hayden technique. Get forward, good bat swing. Good timing. We saw that pitch at Gwalior, grassless, dry, got lower and lower as the game went on, and the ball did not swing an inch. So I think this has been unexpected. As Hayden drives effortlessly through extra cover. There appeared to be no energy in that stroke at all. It just leant into it.
Matt Hayden, there's a big unit. He's got a big bat. Just hardly touched it. Just out there having a little throwdown. There you go, a little check punch into the covers. Thanks very much, Paul Hitchcock. It's all a bit like an open wicket practice.
This time he has got onto it. Is it going to carry? Yes. Well, that was perhaps the 3-wood rather than the driver. Still got there.
Or even the sandwich. Man, he's just, well, he's just checked it and stopped. He said, well, oh, okay. And then just a little gentle follow through on this one. But hit it just where he wanted to. Nice and straight for 6.
Let's just have a look at this one again. It just takes a stride forward. He knows it's in the middle of the fairway, so he doesn't bother to look at it. That is such a simple movement, isn't it? Let's have a look at that 6 again. Shaker went to duck. In the end, he was fortunate it was a high ball. And again. 1, 2, 2 bounces for 78 for 1. Old Tuffy to Ricky Ponting here on drives. That'll be 4. Well, the runs are coming in a torrent at the moment.
Just going through the motions here. Final few nails in the Kiwi coffin. As simple as the execution as Hayden was in the previous over. Nice and clean.
Off the toes. This might be 4 as well. If it gets on the practice wickets down there, it could scurry away. No, great piece of fielding. Just Nevin's the man again. Does well the whole of the 3.
Good effort from the wee fella from Wellington. Christopher Nevin. Full length. No problems there.
They are flying. Gorgeous cover drive from Ponting.
Superb cover drive of a cricket ball. And that weight going forward, head position. And thanks very much.
Oh, that's an edge and gone. That one did move off the seam. Tuffy gets some revenge. And the big bowler will like that. He's been pasted this over. He's come back to get rid of the Aussie captain.
Gets his man, Daryl Tuffy. Just a little ambitious, this one from skipper Ponting. It was a good length, and it moved away a little bit off the deck and bounced and left him. So gone for a dozen. It is 90 for 2.
Davey Martin's the man on strike to face the last ball of Daryl Tuffy, 6th over. He has 6 overs, 1 for 46. Australia 90 for 2.
No fielder there. That was the only weakness in the field. The last thing Fleming wanted off his left arm spinner was a short ball.
Had enough time, Matt Hayden, to put it off. Had so much time that he could pick a spot. No man in the deep on the offside. And this is there for the asking for Matty Hayden, who's been in superb touch right through the season.
So 1 run to win. And he scored a boundary. So he reaches the target in style. Matthew Hayden gets a 50 for himself on his birthday. 101 for 2 as the Australians have wrapped this important game very quickly. So there you are, handshakes all around. The 3rd match in the TVS Cup One-Day Tri-Series. Australia beating New Zealand comfortably after New Zealand winning the toss, batting first, got 97. And Australia reaching that target with plenty to spare, and they also get the bonus point. So there you are, 101 for 2. Matthew Hayden remains unbeaten on 51 after Gilchrist gave them a real flyer. 29 of 18. Ricky Ponting not getting too many. Damon Martin, number 4, staying with Matthew Hayden to overhaul the total put up by New Zealand. Well, tough work for the New Zealand bowlers. One, they had the knowledge of just 97 runs to protect. 2 wickets shared by the 2 seamers, which is not a surprise at all. Daryl Tuffy and Jacob Oram, the wicket takers. The match summary: New Zealand 97, one of the lowest totals that they've got in one-day cricket. Williams and Bracken were brilliant, and Harvey, sensational figures for him. 2 for 9, and Australia getting there comfortably. So Australia win this 3rd match in the TVS Cup One-Day Tri-Series, and they win with the bonus point. So there you are, Australia 7 points. They played 2, they lost 1 at Gwalior. They won what, the bonus point. India still stay at the top.